Ayer elejadas
Hello there. This is the debut episode of Real New Jersey, spoken by people from New Jersey like myself, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guide. And this is a new podcast on the Let's Go Devils podcast network. All powered by Nova Product Design from Primetime Radio, now simulcasting on the Primetime Radio Network. Shorts Guy, this was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing where you and I talk all the time in the car, getting ideas, show ideas of our Let's Go Devils podcast. We're big New Jersey Devils fans, and we realize that, there's really not that. I mean, there's Weird New Jersey, there's other publications out there, but is there a podcast about real New Jersey, like things that only real New Jerseyans would know? And our episode title tonight, episode 1, hopefully this is not the maiden voyage, our last episode, Remembering the Old Action Park. Do you remember Action Park? The old Action Park, because there's the new Action Park, but the old Action Park. Oh, your mic is off. I already screwed up on the first episode. Sorry.
Hey, you know what?
All
at,
right.
least, at least you're consistent and making mistakes in the beginning of a podcast.
All right, so
Sammy, I'm going to make you a shirt that says "Worst Producer Ever." You just wear that to all the live events. So what I said before you turned my mic on was, do you mean Accident Park, which is what we all referred to it as, because there was nothing but an accident waiting to happen.
Well, my wife.
I will admit, I only went there once, and the reason why I only went there once is because even though it was 10 minutes away, it was called Accident Park locally, so we never went. I was not allowed to go.
You know what's really funny? My wife told me, Accident Park? You mean Traction Park?
Yeah, that was the other one too.
Because if you remember the old go-karts, and for those joining us live, Alpine slide, the Cannonball Loop, and we're going to go into that a little bit later about the old Action Park, because let me tell you, as a kid, 80s kid, 90s kid growing up in northern Jersey, when you go to Action Park, it's not like today where it's all about quote unquote safety and lawsuits and all that. No, as a kid, you went to Action Park to purposely get hurt.
Oh,
literally,
yeah.
because
you went there. You went there with the expectation of leaving with an injury.
yes,
it's kind of like going to a punk show. You know you're gonna get hurt, but you go into the pit anyway. You know you're gonna get smashed in the face or hit in the head or tripped, or you're gonna have a busted ankle. You know it's gonna happen, and you do it anyway because that's just what you do. And it's just that was Accident Park completely. Yeah.
You know what? If you want to chat with us, again, I know this is the Let's Go Devils podcast. We normally do hockey, but under the circumstances, we felt like we needed to podcast because there's not much hockey to talk about right now, or sports in general. So we decided to talk about New Jersey because I figured that's a topic that we understand. We don't actually. It's just like our Devils podcast. We don't actually have to do show prep for this because we know at the back of our head it's great.
So speaking of that, we've got Cheryl Miller said that she remembers Action Park. The action never stops until you do. And then Pete Maggio, my old teammate Pete, who always is a along with Cheryl, a very loyal listener to the Let's Go Devils podcast. Pete is pretty sure he broke his nose on the big yellow multiple person tube ride, and I'm sure you did, Pete, because who didn't? It's some kind of injury at Accident Park.
I'll tell you what. You got to picture yourself in the 80s, 90s, right? As a kid, you're riding in your mom and dad's shaggin' wagon, going places, and there's only AM, FM radio, and it's like, news radio 880, right? 880. My dad would listen to it. And you hear the weather, on the 8s, whatever.
Yeah.
In the news today, another teenager injured at Action Park is in the hospital. and then they do the live reporting. It's like, oh, he has a broken ankle, but he'll be back in 3 weeks.
Oh.
The action never stops, Cheryl Miller. Yeah, I mean, we've got some we went on the internet. If you remember this, let's go to this. This is the Cannonball Loop. This is the Cannonball Loop being constructed at Action Park. Like, this was not there. This was before.
What could go wrong?
This was before regulations. This is when life was so good because you didn't have anybody looking over your shoulder, and the original owner of Action Park, if I'm not mistaken, was like an inventor. So he was just inventing all these great rides, dangerous rides, and you know what? We didn't really care. Did you ever go through the Cannonball Loop? Let's go back to that footage, our video footage on that.
Unfortunately, I did not. I kid you not, for as close as it's been, and when where we lived first up here in good old Sussex County, I was actually closer to it than where I grew up the rest of my life. But because it was called Accident Park, we didn't go. Like it really was. It was one of those things where it's like everyone up here knew, like, don't go to Accident Park, don't go to Action Park, because you're just going to come out with an injury. It was all the out of county people, that would come here and get hurt and then leave, and it's like that serves you right for trying to come up to Sussex County. It's like we would travel further away to other theme parks.
Yes,
because it was called Accident Park.
And I remember my mother. She would send me to summer camp, right? I was I'm from Morris County. Sends me a summer camp. and she hears all the bad news. Like in the summer, it's like one accident, the other, and then I believe people have been killed, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's some bad accidents, right? And I remember my mother told me, if you ever go to Action Park, don't go on any rides. It's like, yeah, right.
Yeah. That's like saying don't touch the big red button. You're going to want to go even more because mom said don't go.
So anyway, for those tuning in, this is the Real New Jersey podcast on the Let's Go Devils podcast network, all powered by Nova Product Design from Primetime Radio. I am your host, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guy in the confines of our own home practicing distancing.
Cheryl just said Andrew called it Class Action Park, which makes a ton of sense. And Pete also said that he couldn't catch a baseball for like a week, and no one told his parents because he went with a rec group. No one told his parents he got hurt.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened
today.
So I gotta,
like, if you get hurt, it would be a disaster. Hey, TJ's listening. TJ, you must have gone to Accident Park. Come on, TJ. I know you went there. You grew up in Bergen County. You had to have gone to Accident Park at some point.
Well, truth be told, Shorts Guy, I didn't really learn how to swim to probably like age 10 or 11. So 10 or 11 or 12, I forgot what age. But I wanted to go on this Cannonball Loop anyway. I knew that they had lifeguards, but I'm telling you, I've had friends in camp get stuck on that loop and then get hit from behind because the other guy doesn't get into the water. Like, it's absolutely crazy. You went to Action Park to get hurt. You don't understand. In today's world, that would be insane. I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of like what the millennials are doing on the beach right now, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, we went to Action Park to it's a badge of honor to get hurt.
So speaking of that, there was a great Simpsons episode where they went to a water park and Homer goes down the water slide and gets stuck because of his size. His circumference is too large for the size of the tube. So in order to unjam him, they send down a bunch of kids. And then that's kind of like the premise of the beginning of the episode is they send down a bunch of kids and they have to to loosen up that portion of the ride to lift him out with a crane. It's hysterical. That sounds exactly like your friend getting stuck in the cannonball. There's a real life Simpsons thing for everything.
Yeah, Simpsons predict everything. So, and then this was the best. If you remember the Alpine slide, I remember now. Again, I was a little bit on the older side at this point, and I remember Action Park actually started to institute safety rules.
Should just be one of those safety in air quotes, because there was no safety at Accident Park. There was none.
All it was is follow the directions. It was like three, about braking. Like they had brakes, right? Watch out for the curves, and don't hit anybody. Like that, like really basic stuff taught by like other 14-year-olds. Or 14, 16-year-olds, right? And you know what they used as a deterrent? I wish I had a photo of this. They had photos of bad accidents. What can happen if you don't follow the rules?
Yeah, but how much of a deterrent? So that was in the 80s. How much of a deterrent is a picture of a bad accident? If you go to Europe and buy a pack of cigarettes, they've got pictures of like lung cancer on their packs of cigarettes. So here we are in 2020, and they use those same things in Europe for packs of cigarettes. And that was done at Action Park in the 80s.
I mean, you can't get away with this stuff in today's world. Like,
oh no,
young people don't understand. I'm 41, Shorts guy, you're in your mid 30s. Like, that was the time where we had no rules. We literally had no rules. And we knew what we were doing. What makes it even funnier is we knew that going to Action Park, you expected to get hurt, to get scrapes off the Alpine ride, right? I hear stories. So, of course, my first time, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, I'm probably like 11, 12 years old or 13. I don't remember how old I was. And I'm going down, I'm going on the Alpine slide or whatever, and everyone's joking around. As soon as it's like your turn and you're going down, you're like, to hell with the rules. To hell with the rules. Because I saw my friend an hour ago have like this like big road rash on his elbow. I got to do better. Like, that was the mindset when you went to Action Park down the Alpine slide. And then you're going down the Alpine slide. I actually went so fast around the corner, Shorts guy, that I actually flew out of the Alpine slide, body, the I guess the slider or the sled or whatever. It was just, and you know what? The problem was, here was the problem. I didn't have any scrapes, bumps, or bruises, out of that because I hit the grass. So I was kind of like, like as if it didn't happen, because like at that point nobody believes you. So
no badge
eventually,
no badge
of honor. So of course, like an embellishing hockey player trying to draw a penalty, I just laid there so the next guy can see me laying there, and he's like, whoa, looking behind and not even paying attention, and then he crashes. Oh, the memories of Action Park. And anybody on the Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube Live, Twitch, and on Primetime Radio Network, what are your memories? What are your memories of Action Park? You know what I think we need to do, Shorts guy? I think we need to play we'll play a couple commercials of the old Action Park. I found them on YouTube. I'll try to cue that up. We're going to play the first commercial of Action Park right now. Well, look at that. You get airborne. And the go-karts?
50 rides, shows, and attractions at the world's largest participation park, where you and the rides become one. You're just minutes away.
Yeah, you become one with the ride, that's for sure. Oh my gosh.
I mean, like all these rides are just like coming back to me. But I remember the Alpine slide. I just remember there were like 4 pictures all blown up of what can actually happen to you if you don't follow directions. And whatever happened to that Alpine slide? I mean, I think the new Action Park,
the remnants are still there. So if you go snowboarding or skiing there, you can see the remnants of the old Alpine slide, but they're not in use anymore because it was always a ski resort in the winter, which is why my parents moved up to Sussex County in the first place, because they skied in the late 70s, early 80s. So in the winter you can see the remnants of that Alpine slide, but when you go up the hill, but they don't. It's not so much used anymore. But it's gone.
Yeah.
Like I've been there. I went there last summer for the first time in a long time during the summer. They still have a bunch of slides and stuff like that, but like it's all safe. Like it's safe to go there now, which part of the draw is gone now that it's safe. Like you can't go. You really can't. I mean, I'm sure you could get hurt. Like you can get hurt. But you're not gonna get hurt like you did back then.
I mean, there's just more regulations now. I mean, regulations, as everybody knows, kind of ruins the fun of it. But I just have so many.
The fun.
Yeah, lawyers ruin the fun. Any
Oh,
lawyers that
yeah.
want to, any lawyers that wants to sponsor Real New Jersey, just email me at sam@letsgodevils.com. Since we have nothing else better to do with our time, we figured, we're from New Jersey. Let's talk about real New Jersey.
So, Sam, did you know that there was a movie that was loosely based on Action Park from a couple years ago?
Really? Tell me about it.
Yeah. Johnny Knoxville was in a movie called Action Point and was loosely based on Action Park and the disaster that Action Park was.
Oh, wow. I'm just adjusting my lighting. It's like in my eye. You know, just doing my little setup here. But yeah, David Decker is in the group. Hey, David Decker. Jason, I don't know how to pronounce it. Kopalechia. Channel 4 News almost every day with serious accidents back in the day. Well, exactly. I mean, that's why you went to Action Park. And I'll tell you what, that must have been the best form of advertising, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Is when you had accidents. It's kind of like in the old times in the radio business, you used to get fired, you know, like Howard Stern or Opie and Anthony. You get fired and then somehow you get promoted. Like that was Action Park back in the day.
I mean, it's, I can't think of the phrase right now because it's escaping me, but, like any promotion's good promotion or whatever that phrase is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what it was. What's up, Dave Decker? It's pretty much what it was. It was like, they would get all that promotion and people would get hurt. And then everyone would want to go like, oh, maybe I won't get hurt, or maybe I will get hurt. Like it was like it was rolling the dice. When you went to when you went to Action Park, you were rolling the dice on whether or not you were going to get.
Well, let's play the
not.
second commercial. Let's play the second commercial of Action Park coming from the 80s. We ripped it off of YouTube.
Just go to Action Park. There's no other park like it.
When it's not out, it's a great place to spend the day with your family. Lots of big things for little kids to do. I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
It's like coming to Broadway. It's wonderful.
Race like a pro. It's great. These are the most amazing rides in the world. I love it here. There's nothing in the world like Action Park.
Oh, that's my town. That is my town. That is my town, right?
Action Park. And you know what? Like, I can't imagine back then just filming all that. Just
but that was normal back then. All that stuff, like, just whatever. People were flying out of a tube. Whatever.
I mean, it was on the news every day. Action Park. You know, I used to go to Hershey Park. You had the Super Duper Looper back then, right? It's like, oh, it just goes like one, and then of course, being from Jersey, like a dumbass and a wise ass kid I was, I would always ask those people that were operating the rides, so what's the accident rate here? What's the death rate? It's not like Action Park, is it?
That became the local like standard. Like, well, we're not Action Park.
Yeah. What other parks were there in the area? Like Lake Tomahawk, I think.
Lake
Park.
Tomahawk is in the Sparta Jefferson area, and then you have Dorney out in PA.
Great Adventure. Great Adventure had some dangerous rides back in the day.
Yeah.
Did Great Adventure have some? I believe so. Yeah. I mean, I remember when the Shockwave came out. That ride, it was like, whoa! You're standing up, and you're on a roller coaster. But Action Park.
You know what? Like speaking of Great Adventure, like when that there was that that was it the Mach 1 experience with the fighter jet at Great Adventure. That was awesome.
Tell me about that.
IMAX. It was like an IMAX type situation where you were in like an F-14 Tomcat or an F-15, something like that, and you went on a flight and like everything moved and everything. It was so cool. I don't think they have it there anymore. It was basically like a flight simulator that anyone and everyone can go on. I went on it once when I was there, and it was just it was awesome. But I also love that stuff. But it was safe. Unfortunately, it was safe. So there were no accidents.
see that's that's the mindset I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it was safe, so it meant it was not like Action Park. Action Park was so freaking awesome. And then, like, anytime you saw it on like a Coke can or a Pepsi can, you're like, oh, I get, one ticket and the other free. Mach, can I go? No, it's too dangerous. But I went with Camp. No, it's too dangerous. You shouldn't have went. I wasn't too happy about that. That was Action Park. Cheryl Miller said, I got stuck upside down on the kamikaze ride at the Meadowlands State Fair for 15 minutes. I had a 3-day headache. Cheryl, next time that happens, I consider that winning the lottery. You should have got an attorney on that one. You got an attorney. There's rules now. There's actually rules that protect us. Not like back in the day where we would purposely
Hey, you know what,
not
though?
adhere to the rules.
You know what, though? In the 80s, when there were no rules and there were no regulations, we all lived. We all lived.
Yeah, because we didn't depend on rules and regulations to actually help us survive. It's like we had survival skills back then, back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah,
everything was dangerous. Everything was dangerous. If you were gonna get hurt when you went outside to play, you were gonna get hurt. So, Jason said, "Action Park, you need you need hockey equipment. Pretty much, you won't get hurt if you're wearing hockey equipment." I love seeing those videos, the Alpine slide. Like, how can you just the way you're sitting on the Alpine slide with your knees out? Like, how are you not gonna get hurt?
Well, let's review the videotape here. Let's review the videotape. All right.
Let's watch.
Let me see.
Commercials.
Yeah. Let's watch the commercials now. I'm going to turn the audio off so we can comment, and I'll use All right. So this guy. All right. So
having a good time.
Yep.
Doing. Yep. There's someone goes spitting into the water.
All right. Hold on. Let's reverse this back because I didn't know the control. All right. Now, I think in this one scene, I don't know if it was this scene, didn't one of these people on the water slide, like this gigantic water slide, like get airtime?
He almost did right there, and then here we go, boom. This little kid pops out of nowhere, says he likes it. This girl loves it because it's beautiful up here, which she's right. The old couple, it's fun for everyone of all ages.
Yeah.
Like those look like. Wait, go back to that, Sam, with the tubes before we get to the Alpine slide. Go back to that. Keep going. Yeah, the tubes. All right, play it from here. Right. Okay, this kid pops up. All right, this kid's annoying. Look at him. He's annoying. He's probably a local kid. This girl likes it. Blah blah blah. Old couple.
Wait a second.
Right there. Go back to those tubes.
The tubes?
Yeah, go back to the tubes.
All right, you got the old couple. Hold on.
Pause. Those look like they could just be tubes from just like a water. It's just like a water line in a city. That's all it is.
It totally is.
What was left over? Yeah, it's like Newark decided. That was leftovers from when Newark redid their water lines, and here we'll just use them in an Action Park.
It's like they took it off the construction site. It fell off the truck to get that. Right?
Look, this kid in the go-kart. Look at that. He probably only has a lap belt on. Probably a lap belt. You go in a go-kart today, it's you have a harness that goes over you. The kid's got. It's like the hat's gonna. He's like, I'm just gonna crash into someone.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? There's somebody walking.
The Alpine slide. Like, how do you not? Yeah.
There's somebody walking right there, and then you got the Alpine slide, and the guy's head is near the tubes. And that's what David Decker says. All that concrete, right? All that concrete. Yeah.
That's road rash in half.
There was no such thing as safety cushions or safety belts or whatever. No, you went there to get hurt, and it's almost like they allowed it to get hurt. And then, of course, like, how did they even continue? Like in today's age, even back then, like, did the town inspector like, hey, I don't think this is safe or not? Like there was no regulations back then, right?
It was the 80s. Pete Maggio called it, pretty much said Mario Brothers. It's exactly like Mario Brothers popping out of the tubes in Mario Brothers. It's exactly what it was.
My goodness. You know what? I'm trying to go through let's go through the first film we played. All right, let me back this up, and no audio. Let's look at some of this footage here.
Let's do it.
And I'll pause it along the way. You got Action Park. You know what? Oh, wait a second. They have boats?
Go back. Yeah, do it again.
Did they have boats?
They must have. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at the hair that guy. Look at the hair that guy has.
look at the airtime. Holy crap. Let's pause that. Let's see how much airtime this guy has. Wow. That was Action Park. All right, let's roll the film. Let's roll the film. All right. So yeah, and the album. You see how fast? Do you see how fast?
Hold on, stop. All right. When we get back to those tube people, here's the people in the tube. They have life jackets on. Here's this person. Helmets. I see a helmet there.
Look how fast that guy's going.
How did you not get hurt?
Was that called tidal wave? Was that the tidal wave pool that everybody got hurt once the big tidal wave?
No, they still have that wave pool there. I was there over the summer. They still have the wave pool there. I believe that slide might still be there too. The last one there in this one. Oh, 201. Back when Sussex County was a 201 area code.
Oh, I know.
827 is still the local the local 3. But yeah, but 201, that was back when we were 201 before we were 973.
My good friend Connie that gave us the idea for our first episode. There's a lake under the zip line. No way. No way. See, it's starting to come back now. What is Action Park now? Is it Action Park again, like rebranded?
They did, but I want to say it's again Mountain Creek.
Matt, call the number. TJ says call the number. We should call the number. You want to call the number?
827 number. Yeah. Call the 827 number. Can you bring it up?
Yeah. Let me pot it up. Let me connect the telephone. Let's just call it and see what happens.
All right.
Action Park. All right, let me figure this thing out, Shorts Guy. Why don't you talk to Facebook Live as I figure this thing out?
So yeah, Pete, you're right. I believe it is now Mountain Creek. It's been Mountain Creek as a ski resort for a very long time at this point. I used to be an employee there. I don't know if I'm almost positive that it just now has all become referred to as Mountain Creek, but it's technically two different companies with the ski resort and the water park. It's been split apart, and it's now like two different companies. They did attempt at one point to rebrand as Action Park in the last couple of years, but that didn't really go well because the stigma of Action Park was just so bad for everyone that it was just going to be like a massive disaster. Now when I was there in July of this past year, it was safe. Like it was safe. It was like, ooh, it's like we have safety here now. And that was the first time I had been there in a while. But yeah, it would be great if they. It's too bad that the old Action Park logo didn't make it. It was just it had such a stigma of just being hurt, of pain and hurt and all kinds of stuff. Matt, you first read about it in Weird, New Jersey. Yeah, you're right. The park was dangerous, and Weird, New Jersey was right to be there. I, for the most part in my life, saw that whole park in the winter as I was snowboarding. That was about it. Sammy,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Well, I could dial out. Now I got to find that phone number again. Now I can't dial 201, can I?
No, well, 201 is still an area code, but not up here anymore.
What is it up there? 973?
Now at 973, but I'm afraid we're going to get someone's random house if we do that.
Yeah, I think legally speaking, when you do these recorded lines, at least one person or basically our whole audience needs. I don't know. Maybe we should dial an old Action Park attorney that can help us out. All right, so it's 201 827
827
3900 3900. Catch the action. All right, so I'm going to just leave my screen. I got a dial there,
right.
but Mac Junior, that park is dangerous. Yes, we know that. That's what the podcast is all about. All right, so hold on a sec. Let me grab this. All right, let me dial out. I'm calling Action Park, and you want to hear the
music?
Yeah,
do we have dialing music or no?
No, you could hear me pick up the phone and do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's hear it.
All right, hold on a sec.
Yeah, TJ, I know you have a 201 number, but they gave us a new area code up here in the woods.
So should I call?
You,
should I call 201 or should I call the real number?
But that local exchange is for up here, so I don't know what you're going to get if you dial 201.
All right, let's try 201 first. All right, so 201-827-3900. I feel bad for this person. Hold on. All right, hold on a sec. I'll give some dial music. Hold on. I got to mute so we don't have feedback. Hold on. 2. You know what? I can't dial out while it's on, so let me just dial it and then patch it in. Let me dial and patch it in. Hold on.
All right.
All right, so
the beauty of a brand new podcast is we're doing all this random stuff with really no with really yes, Cheryl, yes, 201 is still in existence, but they changed the area code in the woods up here.
Hold on a sec.
One moment, please. We are calling your party.
I guess that didn't work.
No.
All right, so we should just try the 973, right?
You can give it a shot. I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, hold on a sec.
We might get a pizza place, DJ. No one has landlines anymore. Who knows what this is going to be? Ah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nothing. It's nothing.
I feel like I was just like defrauded because those numbers don't work. I mean, this is the best. I'll just watch it again.
When it's hot out, this is a great place to spend the day with your family. Lots of big things for little kids to do.
Yeah, like the ambulance that's coming by and watching somebody get escorted, off, and of course they do this like when they're in their stretcher, like a thumbs up, like they're gonna live.
Yeah.
And there's always a crowd of people too, and everyone's like can't mind their own business. They're like, what happened? And then like all the rumors always start like, yeah, that kid drowned. I don't think he's alive.
Sam, could you imagine Action Park in the 80s with today's like cell phones with cameras and video? Could you imagine Action Park with all goodness technology? Like, it would be like the idiots that try to do stupid things on purpose. It would be like, it would be all over the internet. It would be all the viral videos and the TikTok and all that crap of people getting hurt on purpose at Action Park. It may actually have worked as a marketing tool. Like, come get hurt. It's like people have done it because that's all the viral crap today is people doing dumb things, and Action Park would have been that.
Oh my goodness. Well, I got to read these two comments. So Pete Maggio in the Facebook Live group, right? Those go-karts didn't even have the safety rails on them. Never noticed. LOL. That's right. There were no safety rails. I forgot about that. And Connie, and I remember this. I remember to be told dive headfirst into those dark tubes. Lucky to have survived. I had a friend. I think his name was Jason in camp, and he had a mohawk. He went head first into the Cannonball when you're not supposed to go head first into the Cannonball Loop, and his head got bruised up pretty good. I mean, this is the Cannonball that I remember. The Cannonball at Action Park. That tube. I mean, this is the owner at the time. Like, you got God love him, but he was an inventor. But like, that can't be safe just by looking at that. But that was part of the attraction at Action Park, right? I mean, lucky to have survived. That's the other thing too. That Connie, like, you literally after each ride, after waiting in line impatiently. It's
only
like
the strong survive. Only the strong survive.
Exactly. And then if somebody survives, right, then you have to top it of something crazy. Like somebody tried to go backwards down the Alpine side, but they stopped that immediately. I mean, can you imagine going backwards down the Alpine slide? Backwards on the Alpine slide. There's no, and look at the tree. Look at the tree. Right
there's no. All right, just keep that up on the frame, Sam. So
okay,
there's no harness on either of those two people. There's no helmet on either of those two people, and there's nothing in between them. Nothing. Like what if the first girl went a little sideways? What's coming next? Oh, the girl behind me or the guy behind me. It is. It's like,
well, actually, if you look at that screenshot, why are they so close? Like, aren't you supposed to wait like 45 seconds? Yeah.
Sam,
that was
Sam. My guess is regulations were created because of Action Park. Action Park must have been like the Mad Max of theme parks, and they were like, all right, we can't let Action Park happen again. What happened in Action Park? Let's change that from here on out. It was like the Mad Max of theme parks.
Let's go. Let's go back
on to this. It's so beautiful.
And notice
go back to that guy going into the water. That looks like a pretty solid dismount. All right, this kid's annoying.
I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
A flip.
Wait a second. What's that? What's that he almost hit? Is that a diving board or is that?
I don't know what that is. Did he come close to it? Let's.
Yeah. He came close to it
as soon as he hits the water. All right, let's
I'll
go frame by frame.
There's the little kids to them. I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
Okay, and that's feet away from whatever that is.
He missed. David Decker's like, dude, just missed the dock.
By feet.
Like coming to Broadway.
And
oh wait, this is like coming to Broadway. What the hell? It's like coming to Broadway.
and look at Grandma and Grandpa watching some show in the background. They came for the show. They didn't
to Broadway.
They didn't come for the action and to get hurt. No, they came for the show. They came for the.
Oh no, It's like coming to Broadway. There was nothing like Broadway up here.
Think about it. Grandma and Grandpa takes you to Action Park. They go get distracted by the theme park and some dumb show while like the grandkids are freaking getting seriously hurt and just annihilated by some of these rides.
Wonderful.
Race like a pro.
Race like a pro.
And I'll go back to that. That guy.
Race like a pro.
That guy is just like walking right there. just like walking right there. That guy could spin out of control and just hit that. Like, who is that guy? Who's that guy running in the background? Oh,
It's great.
it's a fast and you know
These are the
and
most
this
amazing
one.
rides in the world. I love it here.
Oh, let's go back to this guy.
These are the most amazing rides in the world. I love it here.
The scream in the background's great. Oh, the scream in the background's great.
This is the old action park. We're not talking about the new action park. We're talking about the old action park.
The
When kids-
original action park. Oh man, Terrence Brown. Imagine they put gators in the water. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Action Park to do that. David Decker, great day, Mom. Made it down the slide and only broken arm hitting the dock off the swing. Oh man.
Why is he filming around his turn? That's a good question.
Because
To
it
get
showed
that
the
nice camera shot.
action. It showed the action.
Action Park. There's other commercials too. I think it was like Action Park, if I remember correctly. And and the other thing too. I mean, it was just like it was a fun day. At summer camp, you go to Action Park, they give you the ticket, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to go on this ride. I'm going to go on this ride. Well, I'm going to go head first into the Cannonball Loop. What about that?" And then it's like,
it is, Sam. It is very nice up here in Sussex County. It is very quiet and it is very picturesque, but it is very nice up here. So you guys got to escape your Morris County, slums of Chester, come up here to New Jersey, Sussex County, the real New Jersey.
Kevin Clark. We had a great podcast with Kevin Clark yesterday. He's just texting me right now. He's probably like thinking like we're doing nothing, but we're really talking about Action Park. You know what?
This is
everybody.
The result of quarantining. This is the result of being quarantined in New Jersey right now. Did you get the idiocy that is now this? The Real New Jersey Podcast. Episode 1. Season 1, Episode 1 could be this could be the Titanic of this podcast.
You know what?
Speaking
of Titanic, Terrence Brown, I remember the wave pool. I remember how dangerous the wave pool was. That wave pool was just it was so powerful. It's so powerful. There. It was so powerful that it'll just knock you over, and it was. And it was just, it was like there was no life raft or anything, it was like, and back then you crashed into people. If you didn't crash into anybody, I was like, oh, it's like a big letdown. Like you literally crashed into people. Everybody's in their bathing suits, and bam, you hit your head on the concrete. The further you go, it's like.
So apparently, all right. So Terrence Brown commented he almost drowned in the wave pool, which sounds about right. And then Pete Maggio again said that the summer program always took him to Dairy Queen to shut them up on the way back to Bloomingdale. Here, kids, don't tell your parents you almost died. Here's an ice cream cone.
I wish I could get this, so maybe I'll play the video on my phone. Connie sent me this. This is the new Alpine slide. See, this is not like fun. I mean, it's too safe. It's too safe.
Yeah, another safety crap. It's not the OG Alpine slide.
Yeah, this is the new Alpine. I mean, come on. That's not like Alpine slide.
It's not cement. It's not cement.
I mean, where's there's guardrails? Where's the tree that you have to that's gonna
how many
prevent
people
you
hit
from
that tree?
falling?
I want to know how many people flew off that curve into that tree. like how many people just ended up in that tree like, oh I'm caught again. Or how many people went around that curve going, I'm going to hit the tree today. I'm going to hit the tree today. Trying to hit that tree.
It's all premeditated, dude. That's the great thing about Action Park. Everything was premeditated on the bus ride in summer camp to Action Park. Like you mapped it out. You mapped it out. Like you already had a map on the bus. Like your camp counselor's like, all right, here, kid, go figure it out. Don't do anything stupid. Camp leader, meet us at the hut for the dock. Yeah, 2:00. Just don't do anything stupid, okay, kids?
Don't die. Just don't die.
Connie writes, "Hey Sam, perfect for my age, more my speed." Connie, as a friend, okay, I get it, but the real Action Park was Grandma. Well, actually, if you're Grandma, you'd be watching the show and just like, the hell with the kids. Hopefully they'll shut them up on the ride back when they get hurt. I mean, and then mom and dad would take you in the shaggin' wagon. You're sitting in the back. Remember the shaggin' wagon, the old station wagons? You didn't wear seatbelts. You didn't wear seatbelts back then.
You rolled around in the back, just back and forth.
Yeah, over that hump.
If dad took a turn too hard, you went flying to the side.
And then I had like a big trunk, right? So you fit like 5 other kids there. So it's like 10 kids in the car. Yeah, 10 kids in the car in the shaggin' wagon, right?
When I was a senior in college, my car completely lost. Like the transmission died. It completely took a dump. So for the final semester of school, I had an old wood paneled station wagon that I was driving to college in my senior year. And eventually it died, and I just left it out on that street in Connecticut. I just left it there. I don't know what happened to it. It got towed. I just left that wood panel station wagon on a street in Connecticut, and it just disappeared. I have no idea where it went since.
Exactly.
Park, Terrence, yes. Action Park, yes.
As we said that in the beginning of the podcast, Cheryl Miller sat backwards in the station wagon waving at people. It was essentially sitting in the trunk. I mean, you can't get away with half of this crap. I mean, nobody wore seatbelts back then.
Pete, you can still ride in the back of a pickup truck. I would feel comfortable riding in the back of a pickup truck today, Pete. You could still do that depending on where you are. You can't do it in some places, but I would still feel comfortable riding in the back of a pickup truck today.
I remember one time at the Meadowlands. I think we were at Reds, and we had to get to the game, and only one person was sober. So we all got in the back of his pickup truck, and he was driving so fast, you're flying all over the place. I was holding on to dear life. Getting to the Meadowlands parking lot.
You made it there.
Yeah, made it there. I'm still alive. Nowadays, kids don't know how to. Kids don't have survival skills like we did back then.
You know what? We had a lot of good times at that old Meadowlands parking lot. Going to Reds when it was raining, and then you used to park in that industrial lot behind, like where that little industrial park was, just so you'd avoid paying for parking. We had a good time in the parking lots there.
Yeah, and before it was Reds, it was a place called Halfway House. A little jingle joint after the game. And then, and the worst, and I worked in the city. You know what's the worst? They dropped you off in the middle of is that Patterson Plank Road? They just dropped you off in the middle of the freaking street, and then you're gonna hop over. You gotta hop over the median and the guardrails just to get over to Reds. Like, it was insane back then.
Yep.
And it's like, you go to the city, and what do you do at the Port Authority? Yeah, you get a paper bag, couple beers, you just start pounding them down.
Yeah. Dude, we used to pound beers. We used to pound beers going on the bus ride from the Giant Stadium lot to the arena.
Yeah.
We used to double fist on that bus ride.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
as much as the cattle cross. So here we are, Sam. We're transitioning back into a Devils discussion, but as much as the cattle cross going over what is that, Route 3, as much as that was fun, there was nothing more fun than being on that shuttle bus ride from the Giant Stadium side to the arena side, because that was the game. Everyone, you double fisted on the bus and you finished that before you got there. And sometimes, from experience, I can say this, sometimes it ended in disaster.
Do you realize we just spent an hour time talking about the good old Action Park?
And talking about a lot of nothing.
Well,
Again,
you know what? I mean, that's part of
this is what happens when idiots are quarantined in the state of New Jersey. We talk about the idiotic things that our state has had in its past.
And you know what? And this shows for everybody, because podcast for everybody in New Jersey. Doesn't matter if you're a Ranger fan or a Flyer fan. I mean, yeah, it's a Devils podcast, but it's just about real New Jersey, by people from New Jersey. I mean, what the heck are we supposed to do in quarantine? On lockdown. We're doing our part. We're saving lives as we're talking about Action Park, and the irony of that we're talking about Action Park while we're on lockdown, of this virus, and we're saving lives by not spreading the virus as we're talking about Action Park, the most dangerous theme park of all time. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. Oh, Cheryl Miller, right? I needed this laugh so bad. Yeah, we needed this laugh too, Cheryl.
Yeah, this was the point of today, Cheryl. Is just to have a good time and to laugh and to talk about just something other than what we've seen in the news.
Yeah,
Sam, I don't know if you can play this, but I'm sending you that Simpsons clip of Homer getting stuck in the tube. I don't know if you can play this or not.
I'm not supposed to.
Right?
Yeah,
all kinds of, but
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll post it later. We'll post it later on our social media pages. That's probably, the best. The Homer. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Hopefully it works. I'll just play it on my camera. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Because everybody does this. We're promoting The Simpsons. Hold on a sec. It's playing the ad. It's playing the ad right now. Okay. All right. So they made money.
Okay. Turn it so it's full screen, Sam.
Oh, hold on a sec. All right. Hold on a sec. Let me do this again. Do
it again.
All right.
Turn it to full screen.
Let me get the volume here.
If this is not a podcast of idiocy, I don't know what else. What is?
Hold on a sec.
This is basically Action Park. Send a few kids to Jam It. That right there is Action Park right there, sending 3 kids at a time. If that's not Action Park, I don't know what is.
And everyone's booing. Oh my goodness.
If that's not Action Park, I don't know what is.
So how do you like our new layout, our new template? We have the New Jersey State flag. In the day of age of copyright infringements and all that, all we could think about is the New Jersey State flag as part of our logo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all Jersey.
Yeah, we're all Jersey.
We're all Jersey here.
Hey, this was fun, Shorts Guy.
Yeah, it was
queuing up the music.
Sam.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know how to close this podcast other than thank you for everyone joining in
Yeah, seriously. There were about 10 more people listening than I thought would actually listen to this random podcast of idiocy.
I think we need to have more. I think we have.
Hey, whatever. I get time.
Probably a lot of topics, but you know, I mean, obviously the Taylor ham and pork roll. I mean, that's obvious, but we'll save that for another time. But we're just killing time, folks. We're just killing time.
We're stuck quarantined in New Jersey. I wouldn't want to be quarantined anywhere else.
I know. Till next time, New Jersey. Stay safe. 6 feet away.
Wash your hands.
Normally we say, let's go Devils. What do we say? Let's go Jersey.